there, kindergartners. It's Mrs. Nordhof here, and I'm going to be doing a writing lesson with you today. It's actually called shared writing because I'm going to be sharing my writing with you. So there are some things that I'm going to share with you that, as a writer, we do. So I'm going to show you where on the paper we start to write, and I'm also going to show you how to make certain letters and where we start on the paper when we do write. So you should have watched a video of Mr. Miller reading the story Katie's First Day of School. And if you haven't already watched it, hopefully you should watch it before you watch my writing, because I'm going to be kind of going along with that story, and what I'm writing about kind of makes sense with the story. So it's okay if you haven't watched it yet, but that's what I'm going to be doing my writing about. So in Katie's First Day of School, she has to get up and get ready for school. Well, I'm going to be writing a few sentences about some things that we do when we get up in the morning. Now, if we were in the classroom together, I would call on you to tell me a sentence of something that you do in the morning. But since we're not in school yet, I'm going to tell you what my own kids do when they get up in the morning and have to get ready for school. Okay, so this is my easel, so it is a whiteboard, so anything I write on here can erase. So we're going to pretend that this is my paper. So I have a big piece of paper here on my easel. So one of the sentences that I want to write about is about my son Evan. So I was trying to think of a sentence of something that he does in the morning. And something that he does is when he gets up, he has to get dressed. That's one of the first things he has to do. So I want to write, Evan gets dressed. Okay, so on my paper here, we always start on the left side. We start at the left and write to the right side. So I'm always going to start on the left side of my paper or my whiteboard, but I'm pretending that this is paper. Okay? And another thing that I always do when I start a sentence is the first letter of the first word is always an uppercase. So my son's name is Evan. So uppercase E. And did you notice that I started my letter at the top? So big line. Then he has another line at the top, a little line in the middle, and another big line at the top. So his name starts with an uppercase E. Then he has a V, A, N. So Evan gets, so I'm going to put a space. So I use my finger. We need spaces in between our words, so I like to use my finger, and I call it a finger space. So I'm just going to put my finger right after his name, so I know where my next word is going to start. And my next word starts with a G. So I'm going to make a lowercase g, which is a circle, and then falls down and kind of looks like a little hook. E, T, and then an S. Okay? So I have Evan gets dressed. So I'm going to do another finger space after this word. So I'm going to make a circle, go up, and you notice that every letter I make, I'm starting at the top. Unless it's a letter like this where I have to start in the middle, or some letters start like this and then have a big line that has to come back down. I know there's kind of a glare on my whiteboard here. I'm kind of trying to move it so I can't see it. So Evan gets dressed. And then at the end of my sentence, I'm going to put what's called a polka dot period. Okay. Now, my daughter's name is Lily. So I have to think of something that Lily does in the morning. does Lily like to do? Well, one thing that my kids have to do is eat breakfast. So I can write Lily eats breakfast. So I made my first sentence. Now I'm going to come down. I'm still going to start at the left. Her name starts with an uppercase L. So big line down, little line. Okay? How about you at home? How about you make a big line in the air? So pretend like you're going to make the letter L. So start at the top, make a big line down. When we meet in the classroom, we will practice making letters in the air. So if you want to practice making any of these letters in the air at home, go ahead and do that. So uppercase L, I, L, L, Y. Okay, so there's another letter that has to fall down a little bit. So Lily, finger space, eats breakfast. So this is kind of a big word. Okay, and my polka dot period at the end. So as you can see, when I made my letters, not all letters have a big line or a little line. Some have that E almost looks like a circle. A looks like a circle with a little line. S is a big curvy line. So not all of our letters look the same. So when we practice making our letters, we have to remember those things because not all the letters look the same. So when you join me again for shared writing, I will talk again about how to make those letters and what those letters are made up of. All right? So I can't wait to see you the next time for shared writing. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.